Have you ever felt like something is just off with the world? Like we're living in a strange, borrowed time? What if I told you there's a theory, a radical interpretation of history and prophecy, that suggests we're not waiting for a golden age, but that we've already lived through it? And what we're experiencing now is something else entirely. This isn't just another conspiracy theory. It's a theological puzzle that has captivated thinkers for centuries, hidden in plain sight within the pages of the book of Revelation. The idea is that the 1,000-year reign of Christ, the millennium, wasn't a future event, but a historical one. And if that's true, it means we are now living in the little season that comes after. To understand this, we need to look at the timeline. The traditional view places the millennium in our future, but this alternate theory points to the past. It suggests the 1,000-year reign began around the time of the First Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, when Christianity became the state religion of the Roman Empire, or perhaps a bit later with the fall of Rome around 476 AD. Imagine a world where, for 1,000 years, the influence of good held sway. Not through a literal king on a throne, but through the guiding principles of the church spreading across the globe, building universities, hospitals, and shaping Western civilization. Think about it. From roughly 500 AD to 1500 AD, a period often dismissed as the Dark Ages, an incredible spiritual and cultural framework was built. This was the age of cathedrals, of scholastic philosophy, of saints and scholars. Proponents of this theory argue that this was the millennium. It wasn't a perfect utopia, but a time when the serpent was bound, his influence curtailed, allowing for this unprecedented growth. So if the 1,000-year reign ended somewhere around the 15th or 16th century, what happened next? Revelation chapter 20 tells us that after the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations. This is the little season. Look at the world from the Renaissance and the Reformation onward. Suddenly, there's an explosion of new ideas, but also of division and conflict. The rise of secularism, the questioning of all authority, the Enlightenment's focus on human reason above all else. This isn't to say these things were entirely bad, but they represent a fundamental shift, a deception of the nations on a scale never seen before. Follow the thread into the 18th and 19th centuries. The Age of Revolutions. The Industrial Revolution. Humanity begins to believe it can create paradise on its own, without God. We see the rise of ideologies that promise utopia, but deliver tyranny. Atheism and materialism become dominant philosophies in intellectual circles. The world becomes more connected, but also more fragmented. It's as if a binding force was loosened and chaos began to seep back in. Now, consider the 20th century. 2 world wars, the invention of weapons that could annihilate all life, genocides on an industrial scale, and a Cold War that kept the entire planet on a knife's edge. The deception of the nations seems to have reached a fever pitch. The scale of destruction and ideological madness was unlike anything in the previous 1,000 years. It's a stark, brutal contrast. And today, we're living in an age of unprecedented technological advancement. We're more connected than ever through the internet, yet studies show we're lonelier and more divided. We have access to all the information in the world, yet we're trapped in echo chambers, unable to agree on basic reality. Deception is everywhere, from fake news to deepfakes. It's a perfect environment for the deceiver of the nations to operate. Think about the cultural landscape, the inversion of values, the celebration of what was once considered taboo, the relentless push to deconstruct every tradition, every institution, every certainty. It feels like a systematic dismantling of the very foundations that were built during that supposed millennium. We are told that freedom means having no restraints, that truth is relative, and that the self is the ultimate authority. This theory offers a chillingly coherent explanation for the state of our world. It's not that things are just randomly getting worse. It's that we are in a specific, foretold period of spiritual unraveling, the little season. It's a time of great deception and trial before the final judgment. Of course, this is just one interpretation. Many scholars and theologians would strongly disagree, and they have powerful arguments for a future millennium. They argue that the peace and justice of Christ's reign must be literal and absolute, something the world has clearly never experienced. But the little season theory is compelling because it resonates with what we see and feel. It explains that nagging sense that the world is not just changing, but losing its way. It frames our current struggles not as a random series of unfortunate events, but as the final act in a cosmic drama that began thousands of years ago. It's a mystery written into the fabric of our history. Were the Middle Ages the thousand-year reign? Did it end with the dawn of the modern era? And are we, right now, living through the final, chaotic season of deception before the end? The theory doesn't provide all the answers, but it asks a profound question. What if the story is much further along than we think? And if it is, how then should we live? This idea isn't meant to cause fear, but to offer a different lens through which to view our world. It's a call to be aware, to be discerning, and to hold on to truth in an age of confusion. What do you think? Look at the sweep of history. Look at the world around you today. Could it be that we are all living in the little season? The evidence is all around us, waiting to be seen. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world.